Hello, and ignore the mess behind me. I am Jacob from Jacob's Books Corner, which I still don't have a bookcase, so I don't have a book corner. But we're here to talk about some thriller recs. I have 5 different books here to talk about, all in the lines of thriller and horror, and I'll tell you which one they more deem towards which way. And yeah, I'm going to tell you why I recommend them without any spoilers, and it's going to be like a really fun, probably quick little video. I also did a reel, at least that is the plan for this, to promote this video on Instagram, and that is just telling you guys the title that are going to be a part of this video. So let's talk about them. Go right ahead. I'm so sorry. Let's talk about them. So the first one is Burn All Our Bodies Down by Roy Power. Now this is going to be a little bit harder one to get a hold of as it is extremely brand new. It's, I want to say, I have 2 new releases on this title that came out within the last month or so, but I'm just trying to shout them out for you guys. So Burn All Our Bodies Down, I'm not going to really tell you what it's about, except that it's about a girl who ends up going and figuring out her past. That's all you really need to know. I recommend this one if you like weird fiction, weird thriller, horror fiction. It does get a little violent towards the end, nothing too extreme, nothing like Wilder Girls, which is Roy Power's first novel, but it is a wild ride. I didn't particularly enjoy the final third, but I know a lot of people who did, so go in it blind, go in having fun, and just know that weird shit's around the corner. You're going to have a great time. So if you like weird books, really extremely odd, weird books, I think Burn All Our Bodies Down is right up your alley. Now this is a much more traditional, I want to mention, horror thriller than Wilder Girls was, but I still think you're going to enjoy it if you like that one. Just lower your expectations just a little in case you're looking for something very similar. So then I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. I'm Thinking of Ending Things follows a girlfriend and a boyfriend while they go on a road trip to his parents' house, and she is thinking of ending things. This is a wild ride as well. It is a mystery type of novel. You don't really know what's going on. It's juxtaposed with a different storyline going on as well, and it's your job to kind of figure it out. Now the ending itself is pretty self-explanatory, and you'll understand everything by the end. At least I did. I understood it. A lot of the reviews I read afterwards also understood it. It's also turning into a Netflix movie, so if you want to watch the movie, you should read the book first. This is the book to go to. It's weird. It's really uncomfortable, and somewhat disturbing. And I don't mean that in like in a graphic, grotesque way. I just mean the feelings you're going to take while reading it are going to be disturbing to your body. It's a hard way to explain it, but I highly recommend this if you want more, I don't know, I'd say much more uncomfortable experience. This is the book to pick up. The next one is Lock Every Door by Riley Sagar. Of course I had to have a Riley Sagar on here. Oh my gosh, there's 6 books. I don't have a book down here, but we're going to recommend it. Lock Every Door by Riley Sagar is Riley Sagar's 4th novel out, 3rd novel out. I lied to you. And this is by far my favorite novel of his. I will have a Riley Sagar wrap-up coming. I know I keep saying that. It's been filmed. I just have not posted it. Coming, and this one follows a girl who ends up getting invited to house sit for an apartment, but there are some weird rules involved. This book takes you, also, all these books take you on wild rides. I should stop saying that as an enticing little thing for you. This book, in particular, I really enjoyed because of the characters. I think the characters are a lot smarter here than most Riley Sagar books, and personally I was more developed and involved in the story. I like the mystery. If you really enjoy a good, enticing mystery, I think this is the book to pick up. Because I think you're going to want to be fascinated, you're just going to want to know every little detail up until the big reveal in the 3rd act, which is not a spoiler. I don't like it when people say, oh, I can't believe you told me there's a twist or whatever. It's not a spoiler, guys, okay? I promise you, almost every thriller has one. And if the thriller doesn't have one, I think they're not doing the thriller rules, which is fine. We like our conventionals. The next one is the only definition of a wild ride I can explain, and that is No Exit. This is about, this one has stayed with me, as you know, as I can name the main character, which is odd for Jacob to do. This is about Darby. Maybe it's such an odd thing, but honestly, I think this is the best way to explain it. 13 hours, 4 strangers, 1 missing child, no exit. She knows her door, she'll fight anyway. This is a thriller. This is an extremely action-packed, intense thriller. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a book you can sit down, you can read in 3 hours. This is it. You're never going to find a better one. I've worked, I've searched. I've never found a much more intense and fast thriller that I've read in such a short amount of time than No Exit by Taylor Adams that I read last year. I highly, highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite thrillers of all time because of the things that they do in it. The things that they make you sit through. And it's hard to sit through, but it's amazing. My sister just recently read it and she said it's a lot more violent than I remembered, so just keep that in mind while you're reading it. I do remember it getting a little graphic and disgusting in the middle there, but like, I guess it gets worse. So enjoy it though, enjoy it. You're going to have a good time. You know the audience you're looking for. You want a fast-paced, extremely hard to sit through, but having the best time of the edge of your seat ride, where you're getting really anxious because the character herself with Darby is such a well-rounded character that you just want to root for the whole time, and so that's very important for a novel like this, where everybody else seems a little iffy, a little odd, a little out there. It's so good. Highly, highly recommend. Next, the last one is He Started It by Samantha Downing. Now, He Started It is Samantha Downing's second novel, her first one, My Lovely Wife, I also very much enjoyed, but I have a hard time recommending it because I think that the ending was just that. He Started, on the other hand, I enjoyed all the way up until like the final 2 pages, so I can recommend this one. This one follows a family who went on a road trip with their grandpa when they were younger and have to retake that road trip when he dies in order to get his inheritance. It is a fascinating look into some pretty wretched characters. Now, I've read a lot of people saying that none of these characters are likable, even the main character is unlikable. I never truly felt that. I really enjoyed most of the characters that surround this novel. It is a full cast, big cast of characters. It's also much different from Samantha Downing's first one. This is not a housewife thriller novel, which is a typical thriller nowadays. A journalist, and that's what I would say. That's what my Lovely Wife was. It was much more what is the proper word? Like, normalistic. It's like, marital problems, cheating, that type of stuff. That's what My Lovely Wife was. This is not that. This is something completely different, something super out there, and it's just so fun. And I read it in one sitting. Lots of these books I read in one sitting, to be honest with you. So, it's not really a feat in that purpose. I read it in one sitting, and I was fascinated. I wanted to know every single detail. And, yeah. I do want to mention the ending is anticlimactic. I'm only putting it out there for you in case that is something you want in your thrillers. You want the big bangs. You want the everything. I don't really know if this is a particular thriller for you. Why would I recommend? If you want a road trip from hell, this is the book to pick up. You're going to love it. Now, my next book, I'm going to have to throw up here on the screen because it's upstairs in my sister's bedroom, and that is The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. I've talked about Karen Slaughter a few times now, and as you guys have heard before, The Good Daughter is by far my favorite one of hers. The Good Daughter follows a family of, there's a medical person, and there's lawyers and stuff, and it jumps back and forth between a 20-year timeline gap. 20 years ago, somebody's family was brutally murdered, and we follow that experience, and then we jump ahead 20 years, and you follow a school shooting, and so these deal with some very, very dark and deep topics. I highly recommend, for most of these books, you look up the trigger warnings involved in case there's something in here that could be truly horrible to you, or it could send you into, something that you'd, like a panic attack or something. That's not the point of reading. I mean, if you're reading No Exit, it happens. Same. But I think that's the point of that. I don't think most books, though, I don't think most thrillers, I think everything's supposed to be enjoyable and fun. You want to make sure you're having a fun time. The reason why I recommend The Good Daughter, though, and the reason why I recommend most good Karen Slaughter's books, is the fact that character development and the sister angle and everything else here is so strong, and you care for these characters, and you want these characters to live, and you want them to succeed, and you want them to get justice for the wrongdoings that were a part of their family and stuff. And it's phenomenal. It's a great ride, and you're just going to love it to the very end. So, guys, that right there are my 6 thriller recommendations. I hope you guys very, very much enjoyed. And, yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time.